Hello, hello, hello. It's Wednesday afternoon. What's everybody doing? It's been such a busy July, and even I have had trouble sometimes finding time to craft, but I decided to do a couple of quickie crafts today. One of them I posted a picture of earlier this week. It's this cute Panda set. I couldn't resist it, and then I'm like, what the heck am I gonna do with it? And so I made this really cute little card. I'm gonna show you how I made that. That's my second project, but first I just want to show you, okay, Christmas in July. What the heck? Why is everybody so anxious to rush Christmas? It finally got warm here. Not that I enjoy 90-degree heat, but I feel like I'm finally working with my summer stuff, and now everybody's like, oh, let's work on Christmas cards. I'm like, no, let's not work on Christmas cards. But I had my beachy stuff out, and I decided to make a little ornament. And it is gonna have a picture on it from our Florida trip from 2018, because, you know, that's how I am. I started digging through and trying to find things. What I did, I'm going to tell you how I made it, but I'm not going to like remake it. Basically, you know, in the Cosette card making kit, there is this die, and it makes a great base, tag base for this, and I just cut a little slot in it. You know, any tag base would work for an ornament, obviously. Circles are perfect for this. And then I went and I dug through my Christmas stuff. Believe it or not, I dug through my Christmas stuff. And so I had these trees. These were from, I think it was, I can't remember if it was last year or year before. Maybe year before. But anyway, I had some of these. You can see in the background, I used the little periwinkle ink and did this tree, and I used the glacier ink to do this tree, and then this one I stamped in white on mink paper, and I thought, well, that'll give me a soft look, right? So that's how I used this set. And then this one is a real oldie. Boy, I have no idea what year this came out, but this is my message to you. Please don't just move on to the new thing and never go back to your old sets, because look how cool it is. It's so cute. If it showed up in the catalog today, you'd probably all be going, ah, it's so cool. Anyway, I love this little jingle bell string, and I stamped it in Lagoon ink, and then I used my silver Spectrum Noir marker, metallic marker, to paint the jingle bells. Initially, I thought about gluing like one of these seashells, like every other one or something. I thought that'd be cute, but I liked the metallic marker so much that I decided just keep it that way. And then I stamped a second one, and I did not color that one in, and I put it on the back. This is a scrap of the Cape Cod paper. And so I did it. I even used beach themed paper, believe it or not. All right. Then what else did I do? This little set is so cute. I thought I might be able to use, you know, some of the little messages in here, but what did I use? Oh, I ended up using these cool little stars. They are like, you know, the classic like Disney stars that you see whenever you see the Disney logo. And so I stamped those in periwinkle ink on the back. And then I think that's all I used off of this one. I was gonna use the messages, but I didn't. This set has a lot of I love these little teeny 1-inch icons. You know, you always wonder, will I ever get these out again? But these little ornaments were perfect for hanging from the back, just in glacier, and just giving it kind of a set, like a little background. And then I used my Disney punch with Lagoon ink. That Merry and Bright, I stamped from right there And so I use that stamp 3 times, because then on the front, it's a little hard to see, but I needed some greenery. So in the background, you'll notice I used sage ink, Seabrook ink, and I used this little evergreen right here, and I just sort of stamped around the edge, and then I used my cute little holly leaves and berries. So I used the holly leaf using sage ink and Seabrook ink for the other. I thought it would be enough of a contrast. It would not just all mesh into a big pile of mud, and I think it worked out pretty well, except for I covered it all up. But the berries I did in periwinkle, and then I used my metallic marker just to make a few dots here and there, which I ended up actually covering those. Now, the other thing that you'll see on here is this Christmas magic tag, and that came from this old set. This is Yuletide Carol Scrapbooking Workshop, and boy, I really need to. I usually put a little slip in here that tells me what year it came out. This says 30 years, and I think she's hitting the 35-year mark now, so that gives you a kind of a guide on when that came out. But these little tags are so cute, and I just fussy cut that out, right? The other thing that I used was the in the embellishment packs right here, there are these trees. I have like 3 of them for some reason. I had to buy a whole bunch to do the Hostess Club layouts this month. But you can see that palm tree, and I just sponged ink with my blending brush on the top and on the bottom and colored it the color I wanted it to be, and that's what I used for that. And then you can see it looks like I used this punch, and I could have, but I didn't. This is from the die cuts that come with the card making set, and I just added some shimmer onto it, so you might see a little shimmer. It's hard to see, but anyway, so that's the gist of the ornament. And this little guy right here, Moose. This little guy right here is a gingerbread man. And a long time ago, close to my heart, had super sets, and they had all these little 1-inch things. And essentially that's what, you know, like what this is. It's like 30 little things, or what, you know, little icons. And I just stamped that onto the toffee and cut it out, and then I used a shimmer pen. That little guy right there, see how he's got pink cheeks? That's my flamingo shimmer pen. And then I used a white gel pen to do white icing lines. So it is a little work. I did a little work on this, but I love how it turned out. And then you're probably wondering, what? This is just a 2 1/4 inch square, and I cut out a couple of pictures of us on our trip, and I left everything so that I could maneuver it. You know, I just attached the jingle bells here and here so I could roll this under. This, you know, is not attached here, so I can put my photo under, and same with here. So I just am deciding on which photo I want to use, and then I left space on the back so I can journal a little bit about our trip, you know, where we went, where we stayed, and it'll go on the tree every year. I have this picture of us that one of the photographers took, and I love it, but it freaks my daughter out to see us kiss for some reason. She needs to grow up. But anyway, I just thought that would be a really cute picture too. So that is my Christmas in July. That's probably as close as I'm gonna get to having a Christmas in July, because sometimes I enjoy, you know, getting out the Christmas stuff, but this year, for some reason, I was ready, I don't know, for the summery stuff. Now, that being said, when fall gets here, I'm ready for fall too. But I wasn't quite ready for Christmas yet. Anyway, so there you go. There's my little ornament that I made. There's my hello, my nod to Christmas in July. So this little panda, let's talk about him because he is our project today. This panda set, it's called Cute Pandas. It's adorable, and it bugs me. One of the things about having these catalogs that come out every 2 months like this is that you don't always get all the stuff that goes with a set. So, you know, like if you got a big catalog, you would have the pandas and the leaves and maybe some bamboo and maybe another stamp and maybe some cute messages and whatever. And in this case, in the catalog, it was just part of the catalog and there wasn't a lot to support it. So you really do have to kind of dig into your stash a little bit to figure out how you're going to use it. It works great for birthday cards and just a note kind of cards because you got this little guy, you got this little envelope and this little banner, the little balloon. And I have seen all kinds of really cute, you know, random stamping with the panda. But this made me really look into our catalog and see what do we have that supports it, because I have several die cuts that I could have made leaves from. So if you have die cuts, that's great. I'm going to move that aside for a moment and I'm going to show you this. So this is stencil pack number 1. Now it has 3 big 12 by 12 stencils in it. One of them is, you know, it's like an explore. I'm going to turn it sideways. It says explore. It's got in different, so that you can do it like ombre easily. It's got a couple of borders. I think this one, it's like a tree border, but it kind of looks like grass if you want to use it that way. This one right here is really great. It's tree bark. This one right here makes a really cool all over like a card front. There's some stars. So there's stencil 1, and then this you get 3. Stencil 2 is a travel one, which is really fun, and I used this one at Christmas time to make a cookie grid sheet. You might remember that, but it's got cityscapes and a map. The map thing is really fun to use. And then the third one is the other one, and it's my favorite, and it's the one I've shown you the last couple of weeks, so you guys are probably sick of stenciling. I'm going to pull it out just so you can see it. I should have just opened the catalog. It's easier. But this is the one that has Hello Sunshine and the waves and this really cool like sunrise, sunset, and the little seashells. So this one's got that, and it's got the one that I'm going to use today with the leaves on it. The other one I'm going to use today comes out of this Explore one. I'm going to just move those out of my way. They are in my way. And what it is hard to see now, but it is trees, and then the part on the tree that's hard to see, there you can see it. Okay, so these trees make really cool like winter cards or backgrounds to outdoorsy kind of things. And then this is actually the lines that you put over it and make it like like birch trees. Well, I just used just the lines, so I'm going to show you how I did that. And then this one, I guess I'll show you that while I have this on. This one is the leaves that are really fun, and that's how I did the background to our card today. Okay, now since I just sort of pulled everything out, I don't have my act together as usual. Just a moment here. I'm pulling out my blending brushes just a little bit. Okay, so this is a 5.5. I want to make a 5.5 by 4-inch card. So what I did was I put a piece of the evergreen, and I heard from several people saying that evergreen, not your favorite color, but it's really great for this card. So, but I scored it at 4 inches, 8 inches, and then 10, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna fold on the score, and then we're gonna fold this back like this, and then we're gonna fold the entire card shut. I hope that this is like one of the easiest cards ever, and the easiest folds. I love to do interactive cards, but I gotta tell you, sometimes when I'm in a hurry and I just want to make a whole bunch of cards, this is the simplest thing, man. It's simple. So it's basically takes that extra 4 inches of cardstock and you put it on the inside. Okay, so our base is ready, and what I did was I cut a piece to go on the outside that we're going to stencil it with the leaves, okay? And then I cut a piece on the inside that we're going to use for a place to write. So if you look on the inside of my card, you know, it would have been green. You would have had to use a white, you would have had to use a white gel pen or a metallic pen of some sort that shows up on dark colors. So I'm going to just go ahead and put that in there so I don't screw anything up and stencil the wrong one. Okay, so there. And then in my Panda set, I always cut extra pandas, and I got to see what I've got because it may not be that one in particular. Let's see. See, like this one, I did it with the banner. I thought that was cute. Here I have him that I could use. I could just use a plain circle or something and just put him on there. That's really cute. I could do that. I like this little sitting guy. He's really cute. Oh, he's adorable. Let's use him today. Okay. So I'm going to put these away. That way I don't have to stamp every little thing, right? Oh, put the banner guy away too. Okay, let's stencil first. So we got all our parts and pieces. Oh, we don't have all of our parts and pieces. I grabbed, okay, this is from Cake Cod. One side, it looks like this. One side is wood grain. And I just have this scrap. And of course it would look great, you know, just going across the bottom of the card or something like that. But I needed bamboo. I wanted bamboo. And so when you look at my card, I cut it into 1/4-inch strips, and that's how I stenciled it so that it would look like bamboo. I know it's a little bit of a reach, but that's okay. I really like that. I like that it fools the eye a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to put this down. I'm going to cut 3 or 4 little 1/4-inch strips so that we can, I don't know why that's sticking to there. When you have these scraps like this and you think, gosh, what am I going to do with them? I tend to use a lot of these for just cards, for card making. Okay, that's always risky, that little tiny strip. All right, good enough. In case you're always wondering what I do when I go off camera, I've got these drawers down below on my desk, and I keep all my cutting materials on my drawers. Okay, so when I have two, I have a 2 3/8 and a 2 1/2, and I cut this little panda circle 2 3/8, and if you look on my card, I did put another little circle on it because I kind of felt like it needed more sturdiness because this part hangs out. Like when you know, I thought that may get bent. So I'm gonna go ahead, and while I have this out, I'm going to punch my circle. Okay, good enough. So that's why I have my punches out. That's the only thing I used. That's not the only thing I used them on, but that is the first thing. I'm gonna go ahead and attach my little panda so that I don't have pieces everywhere. You guys have watched me long enough to know I'm a little bit sloppy. Oh, look at that, I cut it the same size. Hold on a minute. Well, shoot. Did I cut it the wrong size? Hold on. I probably cut the panda with the bigger punch, thinking I was going to use it for something else. Let me just fiddle with this a minute. This is something I do that I don't. It's easier with it if I got my die cuts out. All right, hold on. My dog is looking out the window right now, and he is, there we go. He is watching the neighbor mow his yard with like super intensity. Like he wants to be out there so badly. I'm not gonna be able to cut that, you guys. It's just gonna have to be that way. Boom. I might be able to ink the edges. Maybe I'll do that. Okay, let's start by stenciling the background. So these leaves are kind of all over. You might notice I had a few that I cut out, and so I grabbed a little scrap. I'm gonna start with avocado ink. Now, as a sneak for the new catalog, avocado is one of the discontinued colors, and it made me kind of sad because I like this yellowy green, but there's another color that's, it's not super similar, but it will fulfill that need. So what I'm doing is I am doing all the leaves that kind of have that same look in the yellowy green, and I'm not being careful. I know you realize that, but just saying, not being careful. Now, you don't have to use a middle color if you don't want to. I'm going to use clover, and I'm going to, it adds like a sharper green to your card, and like I said, I'm not being too careful because I don't have to with these leaves, since I'm blending all of the colors together and like that. So you can kind of see where I'm going. And while I have this color out, I am going to go ahead and I know I need, one thing I do when I have a stencil brush like this is sometimes I'll use a microfiber cloth or just a rag and kind of wipe the ink off, and that way, I mean, it looks dark green, but it won't muddy up my avocado ink pad, right? So you can see it still comes out avocado. I know I used 4 of these, and I'm just gonna move it around so I can get 4 of these on here. without overlapping. And then I used 2 of the little ones here and 2 of the little ones on the inside. So I need 4 of these little guys like this. And you can move them around or whatever you want to do. Just because you're going to be able to line it up later. So I have 4 of the little guys and 4 of the big ones. All right. Now I do have another blending tool for my darker greens, and honestly, I don't even know if is there green on it. Yep, there is a little bit of green on it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up that leaf as best I can, and I'm going to kind of flick from the bottom and go up, and what you can see then is that you get like this variegation in the color of the leaf, and you can do that. Let's see here. I'm just trying to remember which leaves I used. I did the bottom. I'm gonna just sort of flick. You could just do little circles and that would be fine, but just keep in mind that you want that. I mean, I think it gives it more dimension if both colors show. And if I override the whole thing with this evergreen, you don't even see the lighter color. So I like having a little bit of the other show. And you might even want a few leaves where it doesn't. Like you might want them a little lighter and not having. Okay, so there's the ones I'm gonna fussy cut. Let's get this one done. I'm gonna put this one back in place. What I do to put them back in place is I line up the top, and then I usually line up one other big leaf, and when I look around, everything just sort of falls into place. You'll notice I'm not a taper unless I'm gonna do tons and tons of colors, or take it on and off a lot. Sometimes I'll tape it at the top and make it like a hinge or something. So I'm just giving this a little dimension, and not every leaf has to be done, but I do like there to be some variation from leaf to leaf. All right. Yay, good enough. Okay, so there's those. I'm gonna set those dry. Look at my fingers, woo. So one of the things I like to do is just give it a quick rub down, but I try not to scrub too hard because these stencils have a lot of, those little tiny leaves like this are so fine that you can bend your stencil. So the best thing to do is to spray it with alcohol, or like rubbing alcohol, or just take it over to the sink when you're done messing with it. Okay, now let me put my daubers away, my brushes and things. You will notice that I use a lot of different materials when I stencil. I love the Close to My Heart. I love the Close to My Heart blending brushes, but I had a whole bunch of them before they came out with their blending brushes, so I have all different brands. I have small ones and big ones because I love them so much. And sometimes I use daubers, and this is a perfect one for dauber, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these little tree elements like this and tap it into my dauber, and then just squeeze push it on, tap it on, random, like that. And you can see it kind of just adds a little dimension. And then I'm just gonna shade the side, and like it's round, you know, because the sides would be darker than the middle, and so it just gives it a little bit of shading. And I know it doesn't exactly look like bamboo, but it's not terrible. All right, I'm gonna hold that again. I'm gonna do that, and you can see kind of, I'm gonna do the dauber thing again on the sides. I'm holding it in the air so it'll be closer to the camera. It's easier to do this on a piece of scratch paper, but there you go. So I think I needed 4 pieces altogether, and you know, you don't have to use, like, you could use any of the rows of lines on the stencil. You could switch it up, and it just, I think it looks pretty cool. So I'm just gonna real quick do these. So today I'm kind of mellow. I got the music playing, I've been hanging out, baking my father's birthday cake. My dad turns 81 on Saturday, and of course I have the Close to My Heart convention the next 3 days, which I'm excited about. It's 3 full days, and our time, it's mountain time, so they start early, and we start at 11 here, and it goes until 7 or 8 o'clock at night. And my dad, heck, that's past his bedtime, man. He goes to bed, he gets up at dawn and then goes to bed early. So I thought one of these mornings I'm going to take over that birthday cake before the convention. Okay, yee. Let me just wipe my hands a little bit so I don't get ink on everything. I'm using my stamp chamois to do that. I just don't have my water nearby. I have my water nearby, but not close enough to go wash my hands and come back and make you guys wait. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, now bring our base back in. I'm gonna show you how to do, let me wipe my stencil off. I'm getting brown ink all over the place. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, let me just fussy cut this really quick. Do you guys like fussy cutting? You know, these are the kind of things that when I fussy cut, I prefer to, if I have a ton of stuff, I like to be like in front of the television or something while I'm watching TV at night, and I just cut tons and tons. It never bothers me. But when I'm making a card and I have to fussy cut, it depends on what it is. So I have like, I have my die cut machine right here, but will I get my die cuts out? No, not if it's something simple like this. This is a simple thing to cut. It takes no time to fussy cut leaves. They're basic shape. And that's what I keep in mind too when I purchase. I always look at them and wonder, is that a detailed enough image to purchase the dies, or is there a special die? You know, kind of like that one card making kit where it had the cool, you know, half oval shape that I used for that Christmas tag, because those kind of things are hard to recreate with, you know, and make them look nice just on your own free hand. So I like to buy the dies for those, and I'll keep, I don't often keep dies separate from the stamps, but that one is so, you know, I can use it on so many things. I'll just label it and then have it separately. I didn't cut that one very good. Let me fix that. Boom. All right. garbage. Let's do our front. So we're gonna put on our front panel, and you're gonna notice I'm putting on more adhesive than normal. Like, I normally would just kind of go around the edges, but because I'm gonna punch into this, I want to make sure that it's well adhered after I remove the center. Like, I don't want it to be all floppy. So you can kind of see how I put that in there. And then I am going to take my larger size punch. Now, my card is open, okay? I'm only punching this front piece, just the front piece, that's all. Not through the whole thing, just the front. And I'm just gonna put this through as far as it will push in and eyeball it to the center, and I'm eyeballing it and then punch. Just punch. It's like all my strength in my shoulder is gone, you guys. Ever since I had my shoulder surgery, I'm like, gosh, I really do need dies. Okay, so here is a circle piece that I punched out, and you can see when I fold my card up, you can see how that's gonna show through. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put adhesive, I'm gonna use liquid so you can see where I'm putting it, all through here. I'll just leave that out and I'll just use it. Okay, and then I have my little guy. Oh yeah, I forgot. I was gonna ink him. Oh well. Okay, so I'm gonna adhere him down and kind of push him through the hole. I wanna make sure he goes into the center of my circle that I punched out, like that. And then I'm gonna look at here and make sure I don't have any excess glue anywhere else. The only place I want it adhered is on this half side of the Panda. I don't want any glue on here. I don't want any glue in here, around, or on the inside. Just be really careful, you know, about that. Let's go ahead and do the inside while we're messing around. This, I have this piece of bamboo, right? And I'll just cut it off. I don't know. I might just glue the whole thing. I'm just gonna put a line of glue, and I'm gonna put my bamboo down on that line of glue. And then remember, I had this little circle. I just decided to use the circle. It's decoration, whatever. And so I went ahead and just glued it down too. Hold that. And then while I'm messing around, I will trim this bamboo there. Ta-da. Now it's nice to have a couple of little leaves hanging off of here. So let me just grab a couple, and then the inside will be done. Ta-da, there's the inside. Okay. Sometimes I would put a weight, you know, on that. Now, since he doesn't have his hand sticking out, one idea, this is really an interesting idea, okay? I'm just gonna take this little panda that I did earlier, and I'm gonna just cut off his ears. He's bald. Okay, so I'm gonna cut off his ears, and then I can use them as little hands. So there's one. I hope that didn't fly out of my vision. And you know, when you cut these little pieces like this, it's really important to move the paper. Okay, so let's just say I want him to be holding a little leaf. I'm gonna put my little leaf here. And then I'm going to put a dot here and a dot here because I want his hands. Geez, they're small. Let me get my pickup tool here. and I'm gonna, I can smell my oven. I didn't turn the oven off because I have more cupcakes to make. I'll have to put a photo of my finished cake. My dad was a farmer for many years, and then he was a butcher for many years. And I'm just gonna trim that a little if I can. I don't know, it might be too late. And so I'm gonna make him a tractor cake. So I love baking cakes. And I used to bake cakes at work all the time, but now that I am retired, it's like, well, guess not. All right. Now you can, it kind of looks like he has little hands and he's holding it, right? So use the ears. All right. Now on the front, I used 3 pieces of bamboo, and they're just random pieces. So I put one here, and I'll glue that down. And then I'll do one that shows up. Let's do one down here. And then I'll do one that's kind of here, that kind of goes in front of the circle, but I don't want to glue it into the circle. I want it to be able to open, but I like it that it crosses over it just a little bit. All right, so I have all those glued down, but I need a little piece up here to make it look right. So, okay, I'm gonna trim, and then I can use just a little tiny piece, like at the top, like it was continuing. And then I will snip that off. Now, I used a little bit of foam tape on these leaves because I thought it gave it a little dimension. And then I used a message. Gosh, do I have that message cut out? Hold on a sec. I had a whole bunch of things all ready to roll, and I just didn't get it all out. But I can always put a message on later. So I like the idea of having, I look for like my darkest leaf, and that one make it like flat because it would be in the background. And then use my lightest leaf. I didn't really make any of them super light today, but make it pop. And then I used another one here, and I like the idea of making it pop up also. And I like the idea of it kind of being a little bit over the circle, but not attached to the circle. And then I have my message, which I need to stamp and cut out, but I don't need to do that right now. But you can see I just stamped that little message and bordered it in some toffee. And then I put, you know, one of the little leaves on top of it. And so look at how cute that is. Now the other thing, I feel like this needs that border, and I could, you know, stamp a little on that border. Let me get a little scrap here. I always have like gobs of scraps on my table of paper and stuff, and I'm just gonna go around it. You can see I'm a little messy, but not terrible. Like I always put everything away as soon as I use it so that I can find it again later. All right, yeah, I felt like that needed that. Look how cute. Ah. And then the other thing, you know, the The embellishment packs in the different colors are really fun, and you can choose if you want to add a little heart there, and you can decide which color. Like on this one, I let my husband choose, and he liked the lighter one. And this one doesn't have as much lightness in it, so I kind of like the super dark one. So I'm going to just put this here, put this here. Now, I thought about, it's funny because I have my 40th high school reunion this weekend also. This month is nuts with stuff. But my 40th class reunion for high school is this weekend. And I thought about, instead of going to the reunion, a friend and I from high school decided to meet for lunch, and I was like, I should have sent her this card and had it say, you know, let's get something to eat, or, you know, let's meet up. It's so cute. I just love it. And look at the bamboo. I can save that for the next, I'll put that in my Panda container so I can use it again. What do you think? Do you love it? Okay, one last look. There's the Panda card that opens like this. Remember, it's 5.5 by 12, scored at 4, 4, and 4, 8, and 10. So like a 4-inch here, 4-inch here, and then split 2 by 2, 2 and 2. I hope that makes sense. 4, 8, 10. And then the cute little Christmas ornament that I made for Christmas in July. So there you go. Okay, that's not bad. Really, you know, it's like an hour of stamping and playing, and now I got to get back to baking my cakes. So I hope you have a wonderful afternoon, and have a, just, you know, let me know that you're watching. Let me know what you like to see. I'm always making whatever, and if there's something you would rather see, gosh, let me know. I would love to show you. And thank you for watching, though, because I enjoy this a lot. Bye-bye.